we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Lucky 13. Welcome to Byrd Brains. I'm Jon Colby, your host. To my right is the Jonathan Byrd. To my left is the Bryan Clauson. And to his left is David Byrd. He specifically wanted to be the David Byrd, so I'm not going to give him that enjoyment. Across from me is JoJo, pushing all the buttons and making things happen. And standing next to a Christmas tree is a lady who I'm not even going to name. You don't get what that means, but I don't either. But I'm not supposed to say Cheryl's name, so I won't. Hey, we got a lot going on today. First of all, how's everybody been?
Man, it feels like we were just here. It's been great.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Pretty awesome.
Yeah?
Yeah, everything's awesome.
It's been wonderful.
Well,
Everything's cool when you're part of the team.
Hold on. Brian's got a huge smile on his face, man. Why are you so happy these days? Anything going on? Anything?
Not really.
Nothing?
Nothing.
You just been, since we last met, have you just been sitting on the couch?
Yeah.
No races or?
No.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
A whole lot of them.
Oh, well, that's what I've heard. Why don't you get right into it? Tell us how that's been, man.
It's been good. Really good.
Cool. That was riveting. That
was great, wasn't it?
Maybe a little
The man has been literally raping short track promoters all across the country, taking the big money.
Literally raping?
Literally.
Yeah,
Wow.
Hold on, real quickly.
Wait,
Let's talk
figuratively.
Yeah, well, people say that. Guys, I'm literally starving to death. I can literally eat like 1,000 tacos. I'm like, no, you guys don't. I teach high school, and they say literally all the time, and Jonathan Byrd is no better than a high school girl. So
literally, I'm going to slap you.
Have you ever?
Either JB doesn't understand what literally means, or Brian, you got a lot more stories to tell than I first thought.
You and Leonardo DiCaprio and a bear.
Right?
I mean, that might actually be kind of fun. Like 1,000 tacos at Taco Bell probably only run you a couple $100.
I don't mean to, brag about math, but it'd be about $1,000. I believe a taco is 99 cents. So
you get a Del
tax.
Taco in California, they're like 59 cents, so it'd be a little bit cheaper.
See, is Del Taco ever going to get here? Because they're
Del
everywhere
Taco's
in California.
I love Del Taco.
Never had Del Taco.
I do too.
You can go to Del Taco, order about 20 tacos, 12 burritos, and a churro. I always get a churro. It's like $12.
Yeah.
It's like the greatest thing ever.
$20 back.
It's diarrhea on the cheap.
So, hey, if anybody's listening in California, mail us Del Tacos.
Yes.
But please overnight them, because I don't imagine they're going to be, they're not even that good like an hour after you order them. There's no way they're going to be good a week later. So
that's right.
Wait,
so yeah, racing.
Yeah, racing.
No, it's been good. We spent somewhere between 17, 18 days out on the West Coast.
Yeah, you had. I think we got three.
Pretty shortly,
three race weekends.
Yeah,
since we were last were here.
Yeah, 3 race weekends.
3 race weekends out west.
Be careful
out
how
west.
you say that.
Waste weekends.
3 race weekends.
3.
And
so how many races were involved altogether?
10.
Why do you look
10.
at Dave?
Yeah,
It's your
10
life.
races. 10 races. I forgot I did double duty a couple
Do they just
nights.
keep you in a cage and then get you out like, all right, buddy, go race, and then put you right back in at the end?
Pretty much.
Like put a blanket over it so you just sleep?
I just go where I'm told.
I sleep in a cage and I race. I don't even count how many.
Kind of races in a cage too. when you
Yeah,
get right down
it's
to
just,
it.
You know,
Let's talk more numbers. And how many Del Tacos do you think you could eat?
literally,
Is this a tiebreaker?
literally like 6.
See, that's what literally means.
Yeah.
He said, figuratively, thousands. Literally 6.
Maybe 7 and without a churro, but
I just thought of
always
our
get a
next
churro.
game.
You gotta have a churro. It's like the.
That's the point, right?
It's like dessert basically.
Exactly.
I mean.
You can't go
So
Del Taco without dessert.
So what was first? Paris. Went to Paris, not France, California. Went out there.
Did you
raced
show
it.
up in a beret and like,
I
oh
did.
man, I feel stupid.
Sorry, I talked funny the whole
You're like,
deal.
désolé, monsieur. I'm sorry, sir, in French. I don't mean to
Absolutely.
throw that out. That's 5 years of French right there.
That's
guys.
perfect.
Your
You
mom
could have
must
told
be
me that
proud.
meant anything, and I would have believed you.
You would have believed it. Wait, so how'd Paris go?
Went. Well, it was an eventful trip. We first night, I think they had 56, 52, 54. See, once again, turned to him.
Dave's got the
We'll
numbers.
just
like-
interview Dave
I'm the
instead.
statistician.
50,
Yeah, exactly.
54. 54 cars, and first night finished third. Second night we were running third, kind of battling for second, and actually blew a motor. So this is where the adventure begins.
Oh no!
Yeah. Blew a motor. We traveled across the country with only one because that's all we have at the time. And so we were kind of in trouble at that point. But I've got a good friend and actually a guy that I've driven for before and as part of our taking over the world project next year. And they're taking over the racing world.
Literally.
Not literally the world, but the racing world. And
we have a theme
Mike
here.
Martin. So we actually called him up. He was actually at the race, and he lives in Phoenix, so he was driving back. And I was like, hey, Mike.
This is 300 miles away.
Yeah.
Hey, Mike, what do you think about letting us borrow that motor? So he was kind enough to. So one of my car owners and I hopped in the truck. This was about 10 o'clock at night, 11 o'clock. Hopped in the truck and drove to Phoenix, which is 4.5 hours each way. So got to Phoenix about, we lost an hour. So it was 4:30. I actually met Mike at his shop at 5:30. So we got about 45 minutes to an hour of sleep inside the truck and loaded the motor back up in the back of the truck and headed back to California and dropped it off at the track. And my dad and Tyler and the whole crew were already working and got it bolted in and went out the final night and ended up winning and winning $25,000. So it was a good end to the story. It's like
I've gotten a lot less
bit of
sleep,
drama there,
but I've never ended up with 25,000. That's like you tell a story and find like there's a story, and at the end you're like, and then I found $5.
Yeah,
that was a much better end of the story.
No, it was great. I actually ended up, and I think in the end I only slept for about an hour and a half that day. So,
so you race Friday, race Saturday,
pretty much stayed up. Oh yeah, race,
blew an engine.
Race Thursday.
Oh, that's
actually.
Thursday.
Race Thursday, race Friday,
blew an engine,
stayed
drove
up all night,
came back. Yeah,
it's pretty
won
cool.
on Saturday.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Hey, just a side note: were there any drug deals going on in a garage at 4:30 in the morning? In my head, you like walk up and it's real weird and creepy, like a movie.
No, none of that.
I was gonna say maybe that's where he won the.
Wasn't there a fortune cookie involved at some point in time on Saturday as well?
Oh yeah, I think I ate lunch at Panda Express.
Yeah,
I got a fortune cookie. I can't remember what it say.
I don't have my phone on me right now, but
I do. But
you'll probably find it now.
The moment might
I like
pass.
that. He's like, yeah, I had Panda Express. Like that was the riveting. Hey, by the way, Panda Express people or Del Taco people are listening. We're always looking for more sponsors here on Byrd Brains. So if you want to partner up, nothing says
it's my
fortune cookie.
Fortune cookie. There you go. Said you set your sights high and enjoy striving for the impossible. That was on Saturday. Midday.
Nice.
We ended up winning, so it's pretty cool.
Yep.
That's amazing.
So,
that's actually cool.
So I have a sidelight to this story. I was at Paris on Thursday night for the Thursday night race. Yes, we.
That's French for yes.
And so I was there for the third place run. And then I was supposed to be there for the entire weekend. And had planned months and months in advance to go. And the wife was there with me. And then a couple weeks before the Paris weekend, and now there's not a lot of opportunities to go out to short track racing on the West Coast. Bryan mostly races Midwest and the Plain States and so on. So this was kind of going to be a fun weekend to go out and see multiple sprint car races over the weekend. Well, the wife decides that she wants to go up to Sedona on that weekend with some people from our church.
Now, by Sedona, do you mean the area in California or the
Arizona.
minivan?
Both.
Oh, okay.
We rented a Sedona and drove it to Sedona.
Okay.
So she wants to go to Sedona with a group, with a group from our church, and there's like a dozen people, and we have a room that's like 2 bedrooms, and it was really fun. Anyway, so we drive over to Paris on Thursday, and then we drive back after the race on Thursday night. So I'm doing a whole overnight deal, and then Friday night we're sitting there, in Sedona playing games, or we're driving up to go to dinner and see Bryan blows the engine, and so I'm like, oh, what happened? So we're communicating back and forth, and he's gonna go get the engine from Mike Martin and bring it back. And I'm like, man, if I was there with you, I'd drive the truck, we'd go, we'd get it, we'd come back.
Which is always easy to say when you're not there. Yeah. Oh man, I would totally do anything to help you, but I can't.
Yeah,
it's like
I would totally. I would
like,
literally.
Did you need gas money?
Right there, anything you needed.
Yeah.
Did you need gas money? So I'm like, well, this is going to make a great story because you finished third, you were going to finish second. The first time out in that sprint car, you finished fourth, and the pattern is going to, it's trending out. You're going to win tomorrow night. It's going to make a great story. Gets the engine, goes back, and then we're in Sedona Saturday night with our friends. We're hanging out. We're playing games, which was a great use of my time. And we finished playing the game, won the game, so that was good. And
cool.
Yeah, Bezer Wizard. Ever heard of it?
No.
It's really fun. You should try it out.
Desert Wizard?
Bezzer Wizard. We could play here.
Bezzer Wizard?
Yeah.
Wizard.
Yeah, I'd never heard it before, but I was pretty good at it. So
Do we wear cones in our heads?
pretty much you can wear whatever you want.
Okay.
So then I go on Twitter and I see that Bryan won, and I was supposed to be there for it, and I just turned to my wife and I'm like, I don't like you right now.
But he was the Bezzer Wizard
all.
champion.
But
of
yeah,
the
but
world,
you're,
so.
you're the Wizard champion. Did you win $25,000 as the Wizard champion?
I think I want a cookie.
Well, so here's, I think, what we've ascertained from this story, that you are bad luck. Because you were there and you didn't win.
No.
You were there and he didn't win. He was close, but then getting rid of you is what put him over the hump.
No, because the story continues.
Oh, is there? Okay, yeah. So Paris
On to the next weekend.
went well.
What did I do the
Trabian-
next weekend? I forgot.
Trabian.
I was about 5 races short on my count. So what did I do the next week?
No.
No, we went to next weekend. Went to Tucson, Arizona.
Tucson is also a name of a car, isn't it? In a
I
Hyundai?
think it's a Hyundai.
A Hyundai Tucson.
So the Kia Sedona, Hyundai Tucson.
Hyundai
Yes.
Tucson.
So the Kia Sedona and the Hyundai Tucson.
yes.
How'd that go?
Went well. I actually raced two cars each night. It was a 3-day race, but one with a 360 engine, actually for Mike Martin, the guy that we borrowed the big engine from, and so I raced for him, and I can't even remember how I did every night, but
4th, 5th, and 6th.
4th, 5th, and 6th in the 360 on Friday, Saturday, or Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
So the weekend before you went 3-2-1, then you went 4-5-6.
Went
big
4, 5,
sprint
6 in the 360 division, which was the lower paying of the two, but same car, just smaller engine basically.
Okay.
360 cubic inches as
Yeah,
opposed to 410. So went 4, 5, 6 apparently in that one, and and
Then
then
they put you back in the cage and
went
you
back,
fell asleep.
Yeah, exactly. Well, see, the nice thing about double duties is they let me drive 2 cars before they put me back in the cage.
So do they pull one car right up to the exit and just kind of shoot you from one car right into the other?
Do not
Don't
touch
let him loose.
No touch ground.
Exactly. Yeah. His feet touch the ground, he's gone.
It's like lava.
So yeah, I got in the so then also ran the 410, and I think I actually did 3, 2, 1 again that weekend. So
in
Thursday-
Tucson, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
yeah, pretty
you collected the whole set.
and around, yeah,
Yeah, in a weird order.
Yeah, in a weird order. Yeah.
Okay, so
it was
how
like
much-
it was like one of those what is it, the Sudoku? Is that
Oh,
where they
yeah,
have like the
Sudoku.
numbers where they're not actually in
the
order?
Kia
but-
Sudoku. That's the
Kia
next car.
Sudoku.
And the next weekend was Santa Fe.
Was it really?
No.
Oh, man, I was so excited. Like, no, I'm kidding. It was the Volt. Okay, so here's my question. The smaller engine to the larger engine, how long is the first race, and then how much time between, and how long is the second race?
They're pretty much back to back. They're 30 laps. 40. One was 30. One was 40. I think.
They all ran 30.
They were all 30?
30, yeah.
Saturday night wasn't 40.
No, it was supposed to be. They changed
All
it.
right.
He's
Oh,
the
yeah.
stats man.
That's right. That's
Don't
right.
mess with the stats man.
Yeah. So,
Don't. I was thinking that too.
no, so 30 laps apiece. You know, anywhere. I mean, it really ranges. It could be done in. We run 15-second laps, so they could be done in 5 minutes. Or,
Oh, wow.
if we have yellows and different things.
Yeah.
Probably average feature lengths close to 15 minutes.
All right. And then how long before the second race?
Generally back to back. We did driver intros that night, so we had about probably 15 minutes in between.
So time to like poop or anything if you needed to.
He got it in,
got it in.
everybody.
There it is.
Where's my bell?
Where's
my
For
bell,
those of you
JoJo?
listening for the first time, I'm sorry. If you're Caitlin is what we call our listener. Remember that? My goal is to get at least one poop reference in every show, and I'm doing pretty well.
Yay.
So the
5 for 5.
the Saturday night race they won in Tucson. I mean, it was a heck of a race. It was super exciting. Came from 6th. I think he started 6th.
Yeah.
5th or 6th, and no 6th.
Yeah, the fun thing about that race is, so they do this and they don't do this. This is really one of the only places they do it, but a little late, but
Don't touch the bell.
delayed reaction.
Yeah.
So
We were going to edit that in earlier.
Sometimes the poop bell takes a little longer. It depends on what I've used or whatever.
it was constipated.
Yeah.
so
That's an
they do
irregular
this,
bell.
that they call a revenge draw. So you draw for your starting lineup, but when you draw the number, you actually give it to your competitor. You get to pick what competitor you give it to.
Oh, really?
So yeah, so I got the last place in each one because
Which
they
is
don't like me.
Like an honor,
It's,
right?
yeah, it's
they
like a
recognize that
compliment.
you're pretty good.
Yeah, it's like a compliment. But
That's
kind
awesome.
of bad one.
Right.
Yeah,
Like, hey, we like you.
Yeah, like I really want to be
Get the bad.
bad right now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like, I wish I sucked.
I wasn't that fast.
Oh, beginner's luck
Yeah,
for all this time.
And at one point in the final on Saturday night, Bryan was running fifth, about I don't know, maybe 10 laps in under caution, and the four guys. Now Bryan's won the USAC Sprint Car Championship twice, and the four guys in front of him were all past champions as well. So the top five guys were all either the current reigning or defending or past USAC Sprint Car champion, national champion. So this was a stout, stacked field. And he had to just go past every single one of them to go up front.
Nice.
Literally champions everywhere.
Literally all champions.
Literally every one of them.
Okay, so you don't have a guy in your ear, right?
No, well, we actually we run a one-way radio, but not like my team isn't talking to me. It's
okay.
We have an official that.
But so you know what lap you're on.
No, well, yes, not through that. They have a scoreboard. So
you can take the time to look at while you're in the middle of it. Like that's what I wondered, because it's so small and it's going. The laps go so fast.
Yeah,
like I wondered about do you ever lose track?
Takes a little. No, not really.
No,
not really. I mean, like you don't really I can't count the laps, but you don't really lose track of where you're at on the track.
I wish you would for one race. Every time when you go by the line, every time you go, 7, just real loud. Be like, is he counting? He didn't listen when he goes by. Hey.
It's that'd be fun. But you don't ever lose track because it's for me, for any race car driver, both ends you think of them as just like two corners or whatever, but every corner is different. So
right,
you attack it. You know what I mean? Each one is it's not just it's not just turning left here.
Even though 1 and 3 are the same angle,
even 1
it's
and
not
3
necessarily the same.
It's not the same corner. They might be off cambered a little bit differently, or more banking, less banking, it's more sweeping. We run a lot of like D-shaped track, so one end there, you don't really go straight down the straightaway. You're kind of always out, and so you kind of that's how you not lose track. You kind of are. So each corner is different. If you try and do what you're supposed to do in turn 1 and turn 3, sometimes it goes bad.
Real bad. You run into a mattress?
Yeah, exactly.
For those of you, before we started,
not in a sprint car. It actually hurts when
Bryan
you
was explaining what a car accident feels like when you wreck on the track. He's like, it's just like running into a real big mattress, but it's like a nice mattress.
You run really hard into it, and it like knocks the wind out of you, and
you're like, all right.
You're like, okay, I'm okay.
So if you want to feel like a race car driver right now, while you're listening to this, we invite you to set up a mattress in your house and then tweet at us and let us know how it went.
It probably wouldn't be the first time one of our listeners did it listening to our podcast.
Yeah, I hope. I hope.
Hit the mattress and
I'm done. I can't do it anymore. I'm going to run into a mattress.
That bell, that's a sponsor bell. We have a sponsor for our podcast now. Did you know that? Byrd Brains.
Nice.
So
wait, I thought we were Byrd Brains. They're sponsoring it now?
Yes.
It's this weird meta thing where they're sponsoring themselves.
Sponsor ourselves.
So Tilson HR is our podcast sponsor for this podcast. The Affordable Care Act, heard about that? Mm-hmm. It spurred a host of regulations. And business owners don't have time to be experts in Obamacare, at least not while also running successful businesses like Bryan Clauson Incorporated. Keep your businesses compliant with Tilson's integrated management solution. To learn more, visit talktotilson.com. That's talktotilson.com. Do it today.
Talk to Tilson. I'm writing a jingle. Every time we have a sponsor, I'm going to write a jingle.
I know they knew, but did you know going into this that we had a sponsor?
I had no idea that
they probably
was also going to be used.
They probably should have clued us in that we had an HR company.
Right.
As our sponsor while we're making poop jokes.
Exactly. So I'm going to have to talk to Tilson about whether I'm allowed to make any more poop jokes. So we'll find out.
If all goes according to plan, we'll have to extend the podcast to an hour to work all the live reads in that are going to be. Yeah.
Oh, that's the goal?
Yeah.
It's going to be like a magazine where it's mainly ads. Exactly. And there's a picture or an article.
There'll be about 40 minutes of live reads and 20 minutes of content.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. Well, I think we could probably
wonderful
have enough bullet points for 20 minutes of content, right?
All right. So that was Paris and Tucson. And so we're on to the next
We had
weekend.
so much fun at Paris. We went back.
Back to Paris?
Back to Paris.
We
went back to Cali.
Cali.
Yeah. So yeah, actually,
California.
raced a midget, like a car.
Right.
Yeah,
Not a little person.
Not a little person.
It always happens.
Well, yeah. So
Maybe we should adopt what they do in New Zealand. Maybe we should start calling them speed cars.
Speed cars, yeah.
That
That
might
would probably
yeah.
help. Yeah. Anyways,
More politically correct probably now.
see, my favorite thing to do is go out to. So this is off topic here. We're allowed
That's
to
kinda
venture
what
off
we do.
topic. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So my favorite midget racing story is I was out to eat at the Chili Bowl one year, which is for those. I mean, most people probably know if you're listening to this, but big midget race in Oklahoma. I think last year they had over 300 cars. But so this was several years ago though. So I was out to eat with. He was actually a car builder, a manufacturer built midgets. But we were out at breakfast, and so
It's like Frankenstein.
We have the technology.
we were out at we were at breakfast, and that's our anybody in racing that runs across somebody that isn't involved, goes with the midget joke. Yeah, I got a lot of them little guys running around out there. Yeah, big race. There's like 300 of them out there. So then when you're out with the guy that builds them, naturally he becomes the midget breeder.
That's funny.
He's the midget breeder. So my buddy or the guy was the midget breeder, and he actually had breeded about 120 midgets out at of the 300 that were out there.
He's a stud.
So the waitress wasn't really sure what to think at that point.
You guys are horrible people.
She was horrified.
She wasn't really sure what. No, she believed us, but she was not really sure what to think of
You don't
him.
throw them, do you?
That's so funny. Yeah.
It's toss.
Toss them.
Toss.
You don't do that. No.
So
No.
Well, not that I do it. I just want to get the
You don't
terminology
literally toss
right.
a midget.
Oh, okay. Got it. Yeah. Okay, cool.
So yeah. Anyways, I went back to Paris actually on Thanksgiving for a Turkey Night Grand Prix. That's how I've spent about every Thanksgiving since 2005. Yeah, 2005.
How was
Wow.
the tradition this year?
It's great.
Unlike any other.
Unlike any. So went there, and I think I'd pretty much used up most of my luck earlier in the trip. We led for I think 40 laps or somewhere around there, 36, 34, somewhere in that range, and had an engine. 35 is not between 34 and 36.
Yeah, it's not in that range.
It's not in that range.
That's actually the hyphen.
That's
Yeah.
literally between 34
It's
and
literally
36.
right between.
Literally right
It's the
between.
only whole number between them.
Yep. And led 35 laps and then had a mechanical issue. Actually, turned a guy over trying to get off the track. He actually, I say turned him over. I turned down across the track and kind of was in his path, and he hit me, spun around, and rolled gently.
Good.
But that actually,
Tossed it
always
pile of
It
mattresses.
was my buddy. It was my buddy. Tossed into a pile of mattresses. I don't even think he was
You
tall.
don't even know what you're saying.
No. You can't use that.
You can't use that in terms of this driver.
Yeah.
Well,
So anyways, it actually luckily crashed him because it gave us time to fix our issue and went back out and restarted at the tail and ended up finishing fourth. But
wow.
it was obviously a bummer that I don't know if we'd have been good enough to win anyways. We were good enough at that point, but still we were only on lap 35
Of
exactly 35 of 98. So there's a long way to go still.
Yeah.
And the reason I know that it was 35 because there were 63 laps to go when you restarted the race.
In the number 63.
Which is in the number 63 car. So I thought maybe it was meant to be.
Crazy.
Math, you guys. Math.
I'm better at that than I am about English.
Right. So that was
Literally.
3 and 6, 1. So that's 10. That's the 10 races,
That's
right?
the 10 races. That was my trip west. And,
And
I
then
flew
you got-
home and saw my dogs because I missed them.
Oh, good. What kind of dogs do you have?
I have a short-legged Jack Russell named Chevy.
Mm-hmm. Which is also the name of a car.
That's
There's Tucson,
crazy.
Santa Fe,
No
and
way.
Chevy.
It is not Korean, however.
We have another new theme for this program.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And I feel like I should have named my other dog Studebaker at this point, but his just name's Stewart. So I have a Beagle Terrier named Stewart.
Well, I get where the Chevy name came from. even though his hat currently says something else. But where'd Stewart come from?
It's Lauren's last name.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
yeah.
Less creative than I'd hoped. Thought that was going to lead into a story.
No, Lauren's last name. Well, basically, because I just said whenever I wanted to get rid of him, he just was going to become Stewart.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. Never mind. We're good. Hey, speaking of Lauren, we need to ask. It's been about a month since we've been together. Did you pop the question?
I have not. I think we came up short on our listens.
Oh yeah, listeners.
Let's recap.
How many did we come up short?
It was real close.
We needed it. For those of you who didn't pay attention to number 12, first of all, thanks a lot. You're partially to blame for this. But the rule was if we got 1,000 listens or views on the number 12 podcast, Byrd Brains.
In the first 24 hours after.
Oh
posting.
yeah. I didn't even remember that part.
I would have went along with like the week or whatever.
See, yeah, like if we get 1,000, Brian was going to propose if we got there. However, we fell short.
So
close.
So close.
So what? That means
well,
John lost the bet.
I'm a man of the people, and I know, like, I heard our fans chanting.
They were.
We want a proposal. We want a proposal. And so I'm like, you know what? If Brian's too scared to do it, a guy that can put himself into a small metal box and race around an oval again and again fearlessly can do that. But he can't just ask a girl to commit to a lifetime of misery together, then somebody else is going to have to do it.
Somebody's
so
got to step up.
I stepped up and proposed to our listener.
All right.
Yeah.
What'd she say?
I don't know yet. That's why I want to talk. I need a place to stay for a little while.
This
no.
is a safe place.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know if I'm allowed to just sleep here in the studio. But no, yeah, she said yes, and I talked about it in number 12. So again, if you listen to 12, you know all the stuff that's going on. But we're not going to get married at the end of December. We thought, like, first of all, I've been told that's a ridiculous expectation for getting a dress. Apparently, I can go to Kohl's and buy a dress right now.
There's dresses everywhere.
We want that.
Exactly. There are literally dresses in every clothing store, except men's clothing stores, right? But so we set a date for April 2nd. The only thing
2nd.
I'm afraid of is the rehearsal dinner will be April 1st, and then she might let me know this is all a joke. So,
Well,
yeah.
shoot.
I mean,
April 2nd.
Yeah, we won't be
We
able to
may
do
be
that.
out. We all may be out of town.
Yeah, sorry.
Sorry.
Is it in
You did. You
Paris?
forgot
Where are you
to consult
Oh.
us with your date.
That's lame.
you have no idea how hard this date was to come up with. Because her grandparents actually are in Arizona. They're snowbirds,
Oh.
so they're out in Arizona
That's
somewhere.
where we're going to be at.
We'll be there.
Really?
Yeah,
come
we'll
out
be in
there?
Arizona.
Why don't we just
move it
why
over?
don't we just do it in Arizona?
There we go.
There we go.
Problem
Arizona
solved.
wedding.
Done. Never mind.
Can we do a podcast?
It's the Phoenix
While we're out
Indy
there?
car race.
And you can do it during the day.
Oh,
'Cause
yeah.
The race is at night. Get the wedding during the day. Reception at the racetrack. Perfect. Done.
I'm trying to think. What's the weather like in early?
Pretty nice.
Very nice.
I was going to say it's probably about perfect.
Pretty perfect,
isn't it?
yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, hey, listener, if you're listening, consider Arizona. And
We can
early
get you.
April.
We can get you a room at the.
Actually,
at
no,
our-
we're sold out.
Oh, sorry. I was gonna. I was gonna take.
No, we don't have it.
You know
No, we
what
don't.
was the challenge for we had to get 1,000 listeners, 1,000 views of the podcast. Which, by the way, if you're listening, you know where to find it. But anyway, I guess I don't need to go over that. It was sad because Lauren's mom found out about it. I posted it on our Facebook and our Twitter, and that's when she learned about the proposal challenge. And it was sad that I heard about. She runs down to Best Buy. And she's going to computer to computer to computer, listening to the podcast just to get a different IP address for every single view.
Oh,
and she's
that's
running
awesome.
to neighbors' houses and grabbing their phones. It was sad.
Luckily, there's less than 1,000 people that live in the
I was
town.
going to say, apparently she doesn't have 1,000 friends, so they don't have 1,000 computers at Best Buy.
But she was practically begging people to listen to the podcast. So,
That's hilarious.
yeah, it was fun.
So we're going to institute a new
But
challenge.
it was our most listened to podcast, though.
Oh, really?
So those who did
partly
listen-
because
Well,
of
I'll take her
Lauren's
out on
mom.
a date then.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Let's see how that goes.
Brian would like to propose
Consolation prize.
a date.
Yeah. So
I
for this one,
propose dinner.
if he gets 1,000 listens on this one, he will propose a toast, just to a happy life together.
Cinnamon toast
L'chaim.
crunch?
He will propose the cinnamon toast crunch. He will propose a bowl. What for dinner? What if he proposes to have dinner of cinnamon toast crunch?
Or maybe French toast.
He's not that fancy.
Nah.
If I'm in Paris.
Yeah, when in Rome, right? That's funny. So thanks a lot for not getting to 1,000.
Listener.
We need to think of a new challenge. I think it should be our new goal every time you have a challenge, and we got to get to that challenge, and then something ridiculous has to happen. If we get to 1,000 listeners, we'll pick one of them at random, and we will give them a free tub of coleslaw from Jonathan Byrd's Cafeteria.
Now.
I don't know how much you guys like coleslaw, but it's really good.
Well, there are going to be, if people have paid attention on Facebook, I will occasionally ask a question like, do you know something about Bryan or something happened on the podcast? Because down the road, when we get to like next May and we're busy with things at Indy and merchandise and team gear and things like that for the Indy 500, there will be prizes available for questions to get answered, and the people are going to have this information that only happened on Bird Brains.
Nice.
Oh, man.
There's long-term planning.
You know what they
around,
call that?
Yeah.
You know what they call that? Proprietary information.
Hopefully, I don't die before then. I don't know what that meant.
You'll be married by then.
The old ball and chain's not going to let me out of the house. I want to be put in a cage. Is that what you're saying?
If the shoe fits.
Well, hey, guys, JoJo's giving me the finger, and that means we only have 1 minute left. It's her pointer finger. Everybody calm down.
Okay.
We have 1 minute left. So real quickly, everybody just go around, and if we get 1,000 listeners, what will you do? Like, what's something that you will physically do?
I will shave my goatee off. I've had for 10 years.
Oh, that's big. That's big.
Did you consult with the wife on that first?
No.
You know what? I'm stopping it right there. I'm not even going to do it. We're just, 'cause that's good. That one's good enough. We don't have to vote on that.
Wow,
so if we can get 1,000 listeners, how long do they get? A week?
A week, yes.
Sure.
1 week.
Sure.
1 week. It'll be Jonathan Babyface Byrd.
My children have never seen my face before.
Which they're very happy
Deadbeat
about.
dad.
So,
I have a feeling he won't like it, but nonetheless, I might not like it either.
well, but there's one way to
We'll
find
tell
out.
the story about my goatee in the next podcast because there's some funny stories behind my goatee
Next week
and in front of my goatee.
on a very special Byrd Brains. Jonathan Byrd explains the hair on his face.
Literally.
That's perfect. We are ending right there. Hey, thanks for tuning in. And as always, we want to tell you,
We're very, very sorry.